Today we are going to discuss on the atomic absorption spectroscopy. Atomic absorption spectroscopy is a quantitative method of analysis that is applicable to many metals and few non-metals. The few examples of include aluminum, the analysis of aluminum in blood samples, for example, analysis of aluminum in blood samples. Uh, Calcium in blood serum, plants, soil, water, calcium. Also, copper in alloys, in chromium in seawater, leather industries, iron in plants. Only a drop of sample is needed for the analysis of sample is needed for the ES. The metals need not to be removed from uh, other components is highly selective technique. That is, atomic absorption spectroscopy is highly selective technique. The sensitivity in ppm range even or parts per billion with uh, the sample, and therefore the the principle of atomic absorption spectroscopy is the when metals are exposed to heat, that means they absorb light, and each metal absorb light at a characteristic frequency. For example, the zinc metal atom, it absorbs of a photons at the wavelength 240 nanometer, and Fe iron is absorption at 248 nanometer, and copper uh, 325, and calcium 423, and sodium 589 nanometer. This is nanometer. In lambda is in nanometer, and this is the characteristics of the wavelength of metal. Zinc for 240, Ap is 248 nanometer, copper is 325 nanometer, calcium 423, and sodium 589 89 nanometer. And therefore uh, the metal vapor absorbs energy from an external light source, and electrons jump from the ground state to excited state levels. The ratio of the transmitted to incident light energy is directly proportional to the concentration of metal ions or metal atoms present in the sample. This transmitted light to light incident light is suppose I is the incident light is directly proportional to the concentration of the sample. That means to according to Beer-Lambert's law, to the wavelength in lambda nanometer, or the absorbance versus concentration of metal ion is directly proportional to the this is the this absorbance or absorption of light or transmitted light, emission of light is directly proportional to the concentration of the sample, and therefore this calibration curve can thus be constructed for the analysis of the sample. And therefore, the principle of atomic absorption spectroscopy is the this technique is uses a basically the principle that free atoms or gases generated in the atomizer is atomizer. This is the liquid is converted into vapor state. The atom is liquid is converted into vapor, and vapor is in the X gaseous state. That is vapor of this is gaseous state, and then the emission of light or absorption of light. Absorption of light, that is excited state level. Excited state level. This is the liquid is converted into vapor state, gas at the gaseous state, and the gaseous state of the atoms is converted into excited state level of the atoms. Okay, and therefore in the conversion is the liquid is converted into vapor state in by using the atomizer, and the atomizer can absorbs radiation at a specific frequency. The atomic absorption spectroscopy quantifies the absorption ground state atoms in the gaseous state. The atom absorbs ultraviolet or visible light. Ultraviolet or visible light. The atoms absorb ultraviolet or visible light, and to make a transitions to higher electronic energy levels. This electronic transitions is ground state, and this is the excited state. This ground state to excited state transition energy levels. The analyte concentration is determined from the amount of absorptions, from the absorption amount of absorptions, and therefore the in atomic absorption spectroscopy, atomic absorption spectroscopy is the atomic of yes these are the component of atomic absorption is the halocathode lamp. Halocathode lamp. Halocathode lamp. Then the nebulizer. Then atomizer, and monochromator, and a detector. These are the components of atomic absorption spectroscopy. Is now let us go the one by one the components of atomic absorption. The light source, that is a halocathode light source. Here halocathode lamp are uh, the most common radiation source. This is the most halocathode lamp is the most common radiation source in atomic absorption. It contains a tungsten anode. Tungsten. Uh, it contains tungsten anode and a hollow cylindrical cathode. This is the anode and hollow cylindrical uh, cathode, hollow cylindrical cathode, which is made of the element to be determined, and these are sealed in glass tube. These are sealed in glass tube filled with inert gas. The inert gas is the neon or argon. Neon or argon, which is these gases are filled in the halocathode tube, and each element has its own unique lamp which must be used for the analysis. The halocathode lamp, it is made of quartz window pyrex body cathode anode, and or it is the made of the anode and cathode. In halocathode lamp, the tungsten metal or wire is used as it acts as an anode, and hollow cylindrical cathode tube, which is made of a the determined metal ion, which is the made of element to be determined. Okay, and this in halocathode lamp, halocathode tube, which is the argon inert gas is filled in the tube, that is neon or argon gas. Okay, and therefore one is the act as an anode, tungsten, and another the metal is to be determined or analyzed, the which act as a cathode. Okay, and therefore if the aluminum is analysis, the in halocathode lamp is also made of aluminum, and therefore aluminum act as a cathode. If cadmium is analysis, the halocathode lamp is made of cadmium. If the lead is analyzed, the halocathode is made of also lead, and lead act as a cathode. Okay. And therefore next is the nebulizer. Nebulizer, it is the suck up the liquid samples at a controlled rate and create a fine aerosol. This is the fine droplets. This is the fine aerosol. Aerosol means that is very fine droplets. The liquid is converted into aerosol. It is very small droplets to spray for introduction into the flame, and mix the aerosol and fuel. Mix the aerosol and fuel and oxidant thoroughly to introduction into the flame. Okay. This is the nebulizer. Then the uh, the block diagram of the atomic absorption spectrometer appears. The is halocathode lamp. This is the halocathode lamp, and uh, this is the flame. Uh, this is flame, halocathode lamp, and fuel oxidant. This is the fuel oxidant. Fuel oxidant is a sample. Okay, and is monochromator. Monochromator uh, is photocell. Photocell and the readout. This is the block diagram of the atomic absorption spectroscopy. This the halocathode lamp, flame of the fuel and oxidant to get the flame, and sample to this is the suck the sample by using the nebulizer, and the nebulizer is converted into liquid, is converted into aerosol, and in presence of aerosol fuel oxidant to atom is excited at the higher energy level, and this flame, the emission of radiation is passed to the monochromator and detector at a photocell, and this is the readout system. Okay, and therefore uh, this light source, the light source, the source of light is lamp whose cathode is composed of the element being measured, and each analyzed element requires a different lamp. For example, halocathode lamp for aluminum is aluminum is used, and uh, cathode lamps are stored in the compartment inside the atomic absorption spectrometer. The specific lamp is needed for the given metal analysis rotated into the position for a specific the experiment. And next part is the fuel. Fuel. This sample is made of typically in water. The flame is created usually uh, using uh, ethane and oxygen. Ethane, acetylene, that is ethane or acetylene, and this is the oxygen, O2, is used as a fuel. The flame gases flowing into the burner and create a suction that pulls the liquid into the small tube from the sample container. This liquid is transferred to the flame where the sample is atomized or mixing, and the sample with air to create a droplets, and the metal atoms then absorb light from the source, that is cathode lamp. Okay, cathode lamp. Uh, this the sample compartment flame, this aspiration tube sucks the sample into the flame in the sample compartment. Sample is vaporized in the flame and which emits the light, and this light is detected. Uh, then the second component of the atomics is the monochromator. Monochromator. This monochromator, when the light passes through the monochromator, a device is used to select the particular wavelength of light for a observation. To select the wavelength. When the light passes through the monochromator, this monochromator, which is to select the particular wavelength or specific wavelength of light for the observation. The intensity of the light is fairly low, so photomultiplier tube is used to the signal intensity, and therefore the detector, the special type of transducer, is used to generate voltage from the impingement of the electrons from the photomultiplier tube. Okay, and next the atomizer. This atomizer, the elements to be analyzed is needs to be in atomic state. The atomization is separation of particles into individual molecules and breaking molecules into atoms, and this is done by the exposing the molecules to light temperature in the flame or graphite furnace, and this therefore the molecules is converted into atoms. The atoms is gases or excited state atoms. Excited state atoms. Therefore, this is the liquid molecule is converted into this molecules. Molecules are again excited the atoms, and these atoms are to excited at higher energy levels. Okay, this the atomizer in atomizer, flame, graphite are these atomizers. These are two types of atomizer: flame atomizer and graphite tube atomizer. The flame atomizer and graphite atomizer. Flame atomizer, to create a flame. This is flame, and we need to mix the oxidant as a gas and fuel gas. In most of the cases, air acetylene flame or nitrous oxide flame. Air acetylene flame or nitrous oxide flame. The acetylene flame is used. Generally, acetylene flame is used. Liquid or dissolved samples are typically used for the flame atomizers. But in case of graphite atomizers, the graphite is atomizers to vaporize the sample, and these graphite atomizers sample are deposited in the small graphite and coated with tube, which can then be heated to vaporize the and atomizers to analyze. The graphite tubes are heated using high current power supply. high current power is supply. The determination of to determine the concentration of solution from the calibration curve. Atomic absorption can be used to identify the presence of an element. Qualitatively analysis or the concentration of metal and quantitative analysis. The quantitative analysis can be achieved by measuring the absorbance of series of solutions of known concentrations. The calibration curve and the equation for the line can be used to determine the unknown concentration of the uh, sample, which is based on the absorbance. And this calibration curve is the standard solutions, absorbance, and the concentration of metal ion. The unknown concentration is to be determined. This is the unknown concentration. Unknown concentration. This, by using the unknown from this graph, you can calculate the how much amount of the metal ion concentration in the sample. Okay. This, for example, the analysis of vanadium in the lubricating oil. A high temperature corrosion and falling can be attributed to vanadium in the fuel. During the combustion, the element oxidize, form a semi-liquid or low melting salts form, that is the vanadium pentoxide. Vanadium pentoxide. Vanadium pentoxide. This is the V2O5. This vanadium pentoxide is formed, and which adheres to the exhaust valves or turbocharges, and therefore in practice the extent of hot corrosion and falling are generally mentioned at a acceptable level through the temperature and control a operational solution and material selections. And therefore, if the oil samples dissolve in a white spirit and absorption of this solution is compared with the absorbance of the standard solutions are made up from the vanadium naphthenate in white spirit, which contain about 3% of vanadium, and weight about is approximately 0.6 gram of vanadium naphthenate, vanadium naphthenate into the 100 ml flask to dissolve in 100 ml flask and made up to the mark with white spirit dilute portion of this stock solution, and to obtain a series of working standard solutions containing the 10 to 50 milligram 10 to 50 milligram per ml. This is the to prepare the standard solutions from the 10 to 50 milligram per ml of the vanadium, and from these standard solutions you can they weigh accurately, but weigh about the 5 gram of the oil sample. This is the preparation of standard solutions, and the sample We have got the 5 gram of the oil sample and dissolve in small volume of the white spirit to transfer into 50 ml flask. This transfer into 50 ml flask, and by using same solvent to make the solution to mark up to the mark to set up a vanadium halocathode lamp. This is vanadium halocathode lamp. To set the vanadium halocathode lamp for the analysis of vanadium, and selections a resonance lines of wavelength is vanadium for the 380 nanometer. This is the specific wavelength of vanadium. To adjust the gas controls to give the fuel rich acetyl nitrous oxide flame, to aspirate successfully into the flame and the solvent blank, the standard solutions, and finally the test solution. In each case, recording the absorbance reading to plot the calibration curve at a certain vanadium content of the oil. Okay, thank you.